Welcome to the Legacy Crusaders YouTube channel. This is Benji, and I'm here with Nod Lammers of Invoked 101. Say what up.
What's good?
Alright, so we are watching a live duel that was recorded between myself, playing Infernoid Orcust, and my roommate Akeem, playing Strikers. Now, Akeem's a pretty good duelist. He has 3 YCS top 32s. I have 0. But I think that's normal to have no YCS tops. Yeah, his striker deck is only. I mean, the ban list is coming soon because we're early July right now.
Yeah.
Odds are both of our decks will be slaughtered in a couple days. So, last couple days to put this game together.
Yeah. The Sky Striker stuff, I was surprised that they reprinted all of it, like in the tins and in battles.
I'm really annoyed that it's being reprinted in battles at all, because then what on earth are you putting in the tins?
Yeah.
Right, so he starts off with Engage. Because if you're reprinting Dark Saviors, and the best archetype in the Dark Saviors set was Sky Strikers, and you just reprinted all the good Sky Striker cards in Battles of Legend, are you saying you pulled Savage Strike from the Megatins so that you can print vampires? And
yeah, that was my thought. I was like maybe for hires, and so looks like the base and then the multi-roll.
Yeah, multi-roll. He sent his Jamming Waves to Grave with Area 0 in order to try and to get a card, and I think he grabbed Hercules base. Then he used multi-roll to send the field spell to the graveyard in order to summon Ray from the deck.
It took me so long to comprehend that multi-roll can just send something to the graveyard that you control. I was like, that's not cost to activate anything. It doesn't do anything else. It just gets rid of it.
It doesn't even have to get rid of the card to do it. That's why you can chain the Ray, which is what he does. So he gets to summon a Sky Striker Link. Normally, if you target Ray with the Area 0, you just activate Ray, summon the Sky Striker Link monster, and then if you hit a Sky Striker card, you get a free card. So Sky Striker's really broken.
Yeah.
So at this point, I don't know if you noticed, I'm holding 2 DD Crows in my hand, and DD Crow I main because it's good against every deck except Sky Striker, but it's okay.
Yeah, because you can hit the Kagari and the Ray with it.
Yeah. I actually thought about chaining the DD Crow to the Engage so he wouldn't draw a card, but I couldn't because he used multi-roll on the Area 0. So I wasn't allowed to respond to his cards. So I did DD Crow the Engage in response to Kagari's effect, to prevent him from getting it back.
DD Crow, that was another card that took me a hot minute to realize it hits any card, not just monsters. I think Skullmeister hits only monsters, but no, he's effects that activate in Grave.
Yeah, he negates an activated effect, which is kind of restrictive. It's like Ash, but only on Grave effects.
Yeah.
That activate.
Which now we have Ghost Spell, which is just a better Skullmeister.
Yeah, Ghost Spell hits a couple more things. It doesn't have the attack points Skullmeister has.
Yeah, well, he's like 1800, right?
He's 17, 1000 Fiend Dark, I think, or Zombie Dark. I think he's a Fiend.
Yeah, he's beefy. He's
so
one of the beefier.
The Shizuku Shuffle is being performed. Shizuku search for Eagle Booster. I was checking if the multi-roll targeted, so I can DD Crow a card. So he activated the multi-roll, and I DD Crow the Eagle Booster, because Eagle Booster is such a pain. If Eagle Booster resolves with 3 spells in Grave, oh my god, you can't win the game. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, that's the one where it protects from battle and card effect, right? And then I don't know what the bonus effect is.
The bonus effect is that your card can't be destroyed by battle. Its regular effect is that you're unaffected by card effects other than your own effect.
That's strong.
It is. Like, the only ways to deal with it is to, like, end phase Twin Twister it. That way, on your turn, it's gone.
Yeah.
So I draw my own Mystic Mine, which is, of course, pretty useless in the Striker match.
Yeah, since Striker is, even when they do their version of Mystic Mine, it's just Hayate Poke.
Yeah.
I hate that deck. It's so brainless. Which I've never been that kind of guy who's like, oh well, that deck's brainless. You shouldn't play it. But Mystic Mine Hayate is literally the most brain dead deck out there, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, a lot of these Mystic Mine decks are a little bit brainless, but I don't know. Striker is a deck. I found out the hard way. Striker's actually a very hard deck to play.
Oh yeah.
One misplay like cost you the game, so it's hard to call it that brainless.
Yeah,
because
Strikers itself does require some thought to what you're doing. Definitely, as I've played it a couple times, and it definitely makes you think about what you're activating and when you're doing it.
yeah, but mine definitely makes it a lot easier to win games that are harder.
Yeah.
All right, so the Hercules base is sent to the graveyard to add a shark cannon off the top off area 0, and I gets to shuffle back his 3 Sky Striker Link monsters, including his one of Kagari.
Yeah, that I remember when Kagari went to 1 and I started seeing that Hercules base go into the deck. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. And then my buddy popped it off the one of the cards and shuffled the guys back, and I was like, oh, that makes sense now.
Yeah, a lot of people were misplaying it originally. That they thought they could just link away the link monster that's on the field, and then it would go to the graveyard and it would activate. But it has to be sent by a card effect, so it has to be sent by area 0, a Twin Twister,
Yeah.
or multi-roll to get the effect.
Yeah, because a lot of the time you see it played, it's just set and then they pop it. It's not used for its actual equip effect.
Its equip effect is ridiculous.
What's it do?
If the Sky Striker monster attacks and destroys a card, if the card that's equipped with it destroys a card, you draw a card. So
Oh, that's not bad.
And it attacks twice, so
That's pretty good, especially if you can get Kagari really big.
Yeah, I mean, it can use Shizuku and make other people's monsters really small. It's the same thing.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, both of them do a similar thing.
I'm kind of like out of cards here. I think I'm sitting on a Sights Moss in hand. The only thing I have going for me is that Sky Strikers just can't OTK you.
Yeah.
They can, but it's like weird. Oh.
Yeah, because they have to like make Boral Sword and then like 2 Sky Striker monsters or something like that, and they need Hornet drones and.
Yeah, speaking of, Boral Sword will come up at some point, and we only have 1 between the 2 of us.
Ah.
So it's being shared. So if there's any confusion there, that's what's happening. I actually try to cover it, but we don't do it so well, so there's no point in doing it. Like, I think I pass on my Boral Sword under the table at some point.
That's pretty funny. So that's a Trickstar Candina, it looks like?
Yeah, I use Light Stage Search Candina, Special Korobane. He's got like too many cards, though. He's got like 10 cards. I've got 2. All I can really do is attempt to do the Orcust play at this point, but, you know, I'm probably dead to like an Anchor or
an
Ash or something.
That's the sad part about Orcust, is that if it goes first, and sometimes even if it goes second, it's such a strong deck and like such a strong board to beat through. But if it's like turn 3 or 4, you can't. It's almost impossible to do it.
I don't know. I've done it a lot late.
Yeah.
It's just that most Orcust decks only do the Orcust play, so
yeah.
Some of you need like follow-ups, or what a lot of them play is they play the Dangerous so that there's still more monsters on the board. So if you do negate it, they still sort of finish the play.
Yeah.
Shark Cannon is activated to banish the Harpar.
That's a good one.
Yeah, but I could just activate Galatea and put it back in the deck.
Oh, that's right. But
I can't use it to summon the Symbol Skeleton at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would have scooped just based on card advantage, but for videos purposes, I just kept playing.
That's how I do with when I did a lot of my older live duels. Is I would just keep playing.
Yeah, I do it if it's tournament. I might have scooped instantly, but this isn't a tournament game. This is a house game.
Ah.
So I summon Dingaling. Dingaling's probably going to send a card to grave, or I could equip the Harpar.
He's crazy. That card's really good.
Yeah, I did some crazy play. You might have saw on the live stream from the other day where I just make like Trisbana and I like protect it with Dingirsu.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's one of my more fun plays. It's like really hard to do in the particular build I'm using. So I send, I think that was Jamming Waves to graveyard. Can't see so well from here. He anchors, or the anchor gets sent to graveyard in the end phase. He could have taken the Dingirsu, but that would have just moved it to my main monster zone, which doesn't benefit him.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, it's going to get in the main monster zone at some point, anyways. Through the.
Oh, it's probably just going to get OTK'd, or he'll get like Anchor and take it.
Which Sky Striker does he have on board right now? Is that Shizuku?
That is Shizuku. We got a little bit of glare there.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I didn't check for when recording, where I was getting glare. So, engage for Anchor, gets to draw a card.
That's probably going to be the nicest part about those Sky Striker reprints, is being able to finally utilize the full engine for cheap.
Yeah, well, I don't know how cheap it'll be, but it'll be better than what it was.
Yeah.
But the Sky Striker engine doesn't go that well in everything because you have to play cards into your main monster zone, and once they're there, you can't do much. So other than like engage for Hornet drones, which means you have 2 dead engages in your deck at that point, it's not that great.
Well, you could also in a protect the castle type deck, such as Invoked Mech Knight. It's not too bad because sometimes you can just sit on Mechaba, and also you can tag out your purple to clear up your main monster zone.
Only temporarily.
Yeah, but enough that you get to use your Widow Anchors on your opponent's turn.
Yeah.
So it's been something I've been thinking about as the reprints get closer, since I'm playing the deck again.
All right, so Anchor and Shark Cannon are played. Takes my Cerberus from the graveyard and my Dingirsu, and I think that's enough to make the Boral Sword.
2, 3, 4. Yep.
He's looking for a Boral Sword and realizes, I gave it to him already, I guess.
That card's crazy. That one.
And there's Ray, so that's game on board.
Yeah, because it's like attack with Ray for the 1000. No, he has the Sky Striker monster.
No, he actually can't do the tag out of Ray if Boral Sword's in the extra monster zone, because Ray's effect special summons a Sky Striker Link monster to the extra monster zone. So if you have a card in the extra monster zone, you actually can't use that effect.
All right.
And that's something a lot of people aren't familiar with and don't know about.
It's crazy how much of that gets overlooked.
Yeah, a lot of people don't actually know how cards work. They just think they know how cards work. They don't actually read them, so there's a lot of plays that go by unnoticed. That one definitely has probably won a lot of games and lost a lot of games from people not knowing how it worked.
I think Called by the Grave was in the same pit for a while there.
People didn't understand exactly how it worked.
Yeah.
Maybe. So I opened Void Vanishments. And I opened Imperial Order, which is, pretty good in this match.
Yeah. Some of the Infernoid stuff is crazy. I remember when Void Feast came out and it completely revitalized the deck.
Yeah, it's too hard to get those cards on board without triple reasoning to load the graveyard. At least you needed a way to get started. So it gives you a start, but it is a trap, so it's slow. So
yeah,
they balanced it out pretty well.
Yeah, I mean it's a really good trap card though. What is this, double Decatron and then one other one?
Well, they have to total up to 8, so you can do 2 Decatrons and Sajet. Oh, that was a questionable play because I'm going second against Sky Strikers, so there's a good chance that there's a Pankratops in play. So setting a monster was a kind of unnecessary play.
Yeah. Is there siding?
Yeah, we did side. So I put Imperial Order. I don't mean Imperial Order. But he didn't ash me before. I figured he might not ash me now. Although if you are going to ash an Infernoid player, you should do it on the Feast, not on the Vanishment, because the Feast pays the Vanishment as the cost.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I could just use the Vanishment again next turn. He activates Hornet Drones. And I'm contemplating chaining the Imperial Order.
I was surprised that card came off the ban list, but it got its errata, and it's a little more balanced, but
yeah,
still crazy.
I mean, if you're playing a deck that doesn't play any spell cards, the idea that you can't turn it off doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Because you never intend to turn it off. If you turn it off, you're giving your opponent the ability to play. So why turn it off?
Exactly. It's like an Evil Swarms. It's like there can only be one. It's like, why would I need to turn that off?
Yeah, but there are decks that if you could just turn it off, every deck would play it. So I kind of like that it has that adjustment. Also, life points are paid much faster now.
Oh, yeah. So it really drains you pretty quickly.
Yeah, and have you ever seen someone lose the game by having to pay the last 700 life points exactly?
Yep. Paleo player, I won the game because he ran out.
Yeah. Happens quite a bit. So he said he'll attack the Deviati. So I set the Noku and Deviati off the Void Feast.
There's the Pankratops.
Pankratops is there to pop the Imperial Order, so there goes the auto win. So he's holding Jamming Waves, Afterburners, and so that's targeting the Inoku, so the one that negates the spells, so I just use it to negate the afterburners, preventing him from getting enough spells in the graveyard. I had set Metaverse. I pulled out my Mystic Mines for the match, and I put in my Metaverses, my Hero Order, my anti-spells, things like that.
Yeah, because that's not going to do too much for you in this matchup.
Yeah, it's just a slow terraforming, so I'll use that. Oh, I think he thought he had 3 spells in grave, like he probably didn't account for his afterburners getting banished. From the Anoku effect, tribute a monster, negate a spell or trap card, and banish that card.
Yeah, the Inferno, those cards are really cool. I wanted to play it at some point, but I ended up giving away most of the deck, and then just never picked it back up.
Yeah, I play the engine really small in here. It's not that expensive of a deck.
Nice.
So he activates
but
Shark Cannon, targeting my Harpar.
I think Shark Cannon's definitely seen a lot more play in the Sky Striker deck as of late than it ever had before.
Oh, he activates Engage. I used my Suggest to tribute the Decatron in order to reduce his spell count to only 2, so he doesn't get to draw a card off of this Engage.
Ah, clever.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just get anchored and it doesn't matter. There's a lot of scenarios with Infernoids where you have to tribute themselves or tribute something else. If you tribute themselves, then they might get called by the grave. If you tribute another monster, they might get anchored or impermed or something.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a which one do I choose?
Yeah, you have to know your opponent. You need to know the deck.
I like decks like that, where it's like it comes down to how well do you know the matchup to figure everything out.
Also, it gives me some flexibility on how to make decisions. So he already uses Battle Phase when he attacked with the Pecker Tops, so
yeah,
that's why he went to Gigari instead of Hayate.
No YCS Detroit shenanigans.
Oh, double Battle Phase?
Yeah.
Isn't that a quick play spell?
That's yeah, it's only playable at YCS Detroit in like 2017, I think. No, okay. 2016 because it was Zoo format.
Kaina is summoned to make it so Sujet cannot attack next turn, and then he end phases on Shizuku to add an Engage to hand, I would assume, and he's got Engage in hand. So he's got a hand of 2 Engages, Shizuku on field, and a Ray in graveyard, along with, I think, 3 spells.
Yeah, and Shizuku's the dropper, right? She reduces.
Yeah, making everybody tiny. Light Stage comes down, searching Candina. I actually play triple Candina and double Light Stage. Because the Infernoid deck doesn't have a lot of starters for the combo, so more Candinas are more helpful in this game. In this case, like in the regular Orcust deck, they play like 1 Candina, 1 Corvane, and then they just start off with different cards. Void Imagination comes down. He has no Ash because he's holding 2 Engage, and this is the Shadal Fusion for 6.
Oh, that's right. That's the one that makes
wins the game.
Yeah, that thing. That's annoying.
Yeah, that's the whole reason I play the deck, because it gives me something ridiculous to do going second. That and Mystic Mine, between the two, against like any match I could go second.
Yeah, isn't the only requirement that you have to send like Deviati or something?
The fusion material for Tierra are 1 Anoku, 1 Deviati, and 1 other Infernoid, and it could be another Anoku or Deviati, so they just need to be in your deck or in your hand.
Yeah, you just have to send them with the imagination.
Yeah, you can send 6 from your deck, but you can also use cards in your hand. So if you draw them, they're only semi-garnets.
Ah, good. Aren't they? Isn't I think it's Deviati. Isn't he a Heavy Storm?
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
So I use Sujet to tribute the Tiara to banish the Ray. That way he can't protect himself too much. Yeah, so I have a card in hand for the Orcust play, and I have enough Infernoids to summon a bunch of Infernoids in addition to the Orcust play.
Oh yeah, because you can build a whole link board and then just spit out Infernoid monsters because they don't have levels.
Yeah, well, I have to summon them before I activate one of the Orcusts.
Oh, because they're fire, that's right.
Yeah, I discarded my Banishment because I only play 1 Void Feast, which I've already resolved, and I only play 1 Tiara, so I've already resolved the Imagination, so the extra Void Banishment wasn't useful. So Mermaid gets Orcust Nightmare. The Galatea, at this point, I used to put the Harpor back because I only play 1 Harpor, so now it's back in the deck to do the rest of the combo.
You think Mermaid's going to get hit?
I don't know. I actually kind of feel like the Orcust deck hasn't been around that long, because It was around for a bit pre Dingirsu, so it wasn't actually fully out. So it feels weird to hit it at this point, you know?
Yeah.
But Mermaid has been out for a while, so Mermaid's a little bit of a cancerous card because it gives you there's like 3 different cards it can get at this point.
Yeah.
So he's gonna scoop because I'm just gonna finish the Orcust board.
Yeah.
I actually didn't want him to scoop for the sake of video, but you know, I don't blame him. It was just gonna be the 2 Infernoids, Rusty, Dingirsu, and Silent Boots. So going into game 3. I think he made me go first. Do I open anti-spell? And I have Candina, so that's 1 card combo for Orcust combo.
Oh yeah, because I get to see the Corbane, and then that's 2 monsters.
Yeah, sometimes you don't want to get the light stage because you might get drolled. So if you put your opponent on a deck that plays droll, you just go straight for Corbane. Then you can still do part of the Orcust combo.
Yeah, it just doesn't let you do the oh god, it's the Phantom Knight part. There we go. That's what they're called.
Yeah, you can do part of it too.
Yeah.
You just can't search the Silent Boots to link away the Dingirsu. So you can end with the Dingirsu or the Galatea.
Yeah.
But you can't like set up one of them. Because I'm liking a lot of these cards that are like setting cards from deck. Oh, I get Lancia.
Ooh, brutal.
Yeah. Well, you get Lancia at this point. A lot of people play the Shadal Winda package. What you do is you activate Instant Fusion, you put Winda in the zone that Galatea points to, then you make Dingirsu, and then it protects it from being destroyed in the end phase. Although Winda is a terrible card against Sky Strikers because they'll just take it, and then they'll Shark Cannon it, and then you can never summon monsters to like out the board.
Oh.
I have a set anti-spell, I'm just going to activate. He's got MST, and I realize at this point, I have Dingirsu. And since we're not playing a tournament game, I want the game to be better. So I protect with Dingirsu and he MSTs again. So it's 2 MSTs in grave at this point.
MST in Sky Striker was such a cool idea. I actually stole it from my Endymion deck because it gives you a free spell counter and a pop.
Yeah, I like MST. If your deck can't handle discards, MST is not a bad card.
No, it's not bad at all.
If you're playing against decks where they have too many sets and you just can't risk not hitting all of them, Twin Twister's just better.
Oh, yeah.
But I think Striker finds MST better because sometimes they just want to hit their multi-roll and they don't want to discard a card to do that. Not multi-roll, the Area 0.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm going to take 15 off of Ray, and then I think I'll probably go to Hayate and 7 engage. Oh, that's Kagari, actually.
Yeah.
So attack for 18, because there's 3 spells in grave. Should be Afterburners and 2 MSTs.
And then he gets the draw, because he had the 2 MSTs and the 1 other one, right?
Yes.
Yep.
So he's searching multi-roll. Draw a card. So the multi-roll lets him do like an end phase search for whatever. Upstart Goblin.
Yeah.
So I should gain 1,000 life points. This is actually a rare scenario where Akeem actually forgets to add the life points on the calculator. You'll notice that his phone is on the bottom right of the screen.
Oh, yeah.
So he actually thought I was 1,000 less the entire game.
It's just like I played this Trickstar player, and at no point did they declare damage. And they were playing Trickstar Winwitch. They never declared damage until they got to the Synchro monster. And I was like, I haven't taken any damage. You haven't declared it. And then they got pissy and left.
I mean, if you're playing in tournament, you have your opponent paid to enter. You should try and like not mess up.
Exactly.
I can understand it in some cases when people complain about something obvious, but there's things that are mandatory and then the things that are optional.
Yeah.
So it's not like if you activated a spell under his Trickstar monster, it's continuous damage. You have to take it, you know?
Yeah.
But you don't have to activate the Wind Witches.
Exactly. So which is why I said I hadn't taken any damage at that point, because he hadn't declared the Trickstar damage effects.
Yeah, your opponent who should acknowledge that you paid to enter a tournament knows you didn't pay to lose and can't ask you to lose. I've played against somebody, so he activates Shark Cannon.
Yeah.
Banishes my Orcust Nightmare. I discarded one earlier when I got Lancia, so both of the Orcust Nightmares were in grave.
Yeah, so it's not going to affect the future Orcust too much.
Yeah, so Engage and Shark Cannon are down. I know he set another Shark Cannon earlier, and he's got multi-roll. I, of course, have... Oh, I try to activate Vanishment, but accidentally activate Simple Skeleton. Just pick it back up. I discard to search. He lets me resolve this effect because he wants it so that I can only summon Infernoids for the rest of the turn. Because that's part of the problem with Vanishment, which is why the search card is not as good as the fusion spell. So I also have a set Imagination because I set it before because I had anti-spell and I wanted it to be live. So he Shark Cannons and uses my Dingirsu to send my Imagination to grave. But now he can't use any of his other sets.
Yeah, because the monster in the main monster zone.
Yeah, he was saying he misplayed and he should have activated them. I'm not sure what else he had. I think he might have had another Shark Cannon. He could have hit my other Orcust Nightmare, which would have locked me up pretty good. But he did not. Also, he was saying that, because this is part of the game where he was like thinking about things he could have done differently.
Yeah.
One of them was he activated his cards at the beginning of the game in such a way where he thinks he could have hit the second Void Imagination that was set. But the only way I think he could have done that is if he didn't draw a card off Engage. But some people would rather draw a card off Engage and pop another card, so I wasn't sure if that was a misplay or just a decision, you know?
Yeah, to get the advantage over the hand advantage over the field advantage.
Exactly. So you gotta make a choice on what you want. Because my set could be nothing, you know?
Yeah.
Because I hadn't activated it. It could have just been Void Feast without a card to use it with.
I've been seeing more and more bluffs lately, like people just setting nothing.
I set Galaxy Cyclone a lot.
Oh, that's a funny one. That's a good one. Because that's the you banish it from grave and it pops a face up? Or a face up?
Yeah. I play it so that if I do the Orcust combo and I discard for Mermaid, and it's something I can discard that can out a Mystic Mine should my opponent play it.
Oh, you know what? That card would be good in a Witchcrafter.
So I use the Tiara's effect to send 3 Natesses, and I pop my Tiara, his 2 sets that aren't multi-roll, which is scary. I know his last set is an Engage, because it was set off of the... what do you call it? The multi-roll?
Yeah.
But this is normally where I get Lancia. The moment I pop my own card with Tiara, I get Lancia, and then I can't summon any of these Infernoids. It's like the worst point. So I banish 2 for Sightsmoss, banish 3 for, I guess, Deviati. I would want to pop that Engage. Engage is banished, multi-roll sent to graveyard. I remember that the magic number of spells in grave will be 10 at most points in this game, so at any point there's 10 spells in grave between all the other things that happen in this game.
Yeah.
Alright, so I have Deviati is 2900 attack minus, I'm not sure how much at the moment from the Shizuku. I attacked the Shizuku. Whatever damage I did 600, so I guess my monster's normally 29 into 15, would have been 14, but I only did 6. Okay, so how do I do 6? I would have to have 21. So there are 8 spells at the time. So he activates Ray. So I had the decision if I wanted to use Deviati to negate Ray or not.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't on purpose. But I feel like I should have, because now Ray is still in grave. And now I'm deciding if I want to negate Kaina. If I negate Kaina, it's the same thing as if I would have negated Ray. Only I leave Ray in grave. So that's a technical misplay on my part.
So that's going to kill the...
Oh, actually there was one minor change here. Because of that I had to actually tribute one more monster in order to get rid of the Ray.
Yeah.
But I also did it because I put him on having Pankratops.
So that's going to...
Oh. Yeah, a lot of these Infernoid hybrids have some neat features of when they mill a card off of Tiara. It should just randomly be a good one. Like, I would have been better if I had a... Oh, I put that down in case, like, I'm going to get, like, OTK'd or something. Which, I mean, shouldn't happen against Side Striker, but I guess it's possible.
Chump blocker.
Just in case. Oh, he's got Ray.
I thought about playing Shade Brigandine and, Satellar Knights.
Yeah, just a way to make your rank 4s there easily, right?
A little bit.
But you have to start the game with it, though, because you can only use it the turn you set it if you... I have no traps in grave. And that deck is full of trap cards. There'll be traps in the grave.
But they're continuous traps, and you bounce them all back to your hand with Trigger. So
depending
on if they get hit or not by like a Twin Twisters or something.
Oh yeah, he thought he was sending for. He thought he was searching for Shizuku for some reason, so he's going into Shizuku and he's going to search. So he was sending the card he wanted to add. So he's adding Hercules base, I believe.
Ah.
Oh, you know what? I forgot to check that your audio is recording.
Oh no.
Oh no, I think we're good. I see the mic lighting up.
All right.
But I wasn't sure if it was lighting up because of the little bit of audio I left in the background of the video or from your mic.
Oh, that would have sucked. You would have sounded like a crazy person.
I mean, I would have just had to do this whole thing over again.
I've done that a few times.
Yeah, it happens. So the problem with this deck is the Infernoid count is low, so once I use them, they're kind of gone. So I think I have just enough to summon one more Sitesmoss, not even the big guys.
Yeah.
I forgot what his set was. I have Orcust Nightmare, so this is where that play earlier came up, where he should have chained it and banished the Orcust Nightmare, because now I can actually... Actually, I'm not sure. How did I make the Dingirsu earlier? No, I made the Dingirsu at the beginning of the game. Yeah. I was thinking if the Orcust Nightmare was banished, did I have anything to do with the Symbol Skeleton? And I did. Yeah. Oh, he Eagle Boosted. So, and I declared the effect to send, so now I can't attach the Symbol Skeleton back. So that's a really awkward moment. But this is a play that wouldn't have been available had he earlier banished the Orcust Nightmare. I get to send the World Wand.
Oh, that's the shuffleback one, right?
No, World Wand summons from Banish Zone. So this is my way of getting... Yeah, I want to get the Symbol Skeleton back in play. Because I play 2 Symbol Skeletons. Because I like to open one and discard it so that I don't have to constantly use Dingirsu to reattach it. I'd rather just have an extra one engraved so I can send something to the graveyard every once in a while.
Yeah.
So Sitesmoss has plus 800 attack points. There are 10 spells in graveyard. So Shizuku's making everybody tiny, and he can't die in battle. Attack for 100, attack for 900. Yeah, we forgot about the attack boost for a second, because sometimes you just use Orcust Nightmare just to mill cards. You kind of forget that it gives an attack boost.
Yeah, I always tried to remember, because I had an opponent and they attacked me, and I think it was on a regional. I was like, and I decided to be nice, and I told them that the Orcust Nightmare gains attack, and they're like, oh, I didn't know that. And I was like, oh, well, someone needs to read their cards.
Yeah, it always surprised me when people don't know what their cards do. I don't think there's a card in my own deck I don't know what it does.
Yeah, unless, same with, my Invoked Mech Knight. I've just played that deck so much. I've read everything. I know that unless it's something new, then I probably know what it does.
I'm sure your Magical Meltdown saying your opponent can't activate cards in response to the summon of a fusion monster is something you have considered that other people don't?
Yeah, it's because I activated an invocation once, and I've gotten people try to Solemn Warning it and Solemn Judgment, and it's like, you can't, I have the field spell. Turns all my invocations into super polys.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
But one of the things you can also do is on the resolution of the fusion summon is you can Twin Twister and your opponent can't respond.
Yeah.
So I shuffle back the wand in order to set the Orcust trap card, but I also had Metaverse, so I'm just going to play Babel as well. So I get both Orcust cards.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, Metaverse is better than Mystic Mine here, so good side out, I guess.
Yeah. That's the card that I think is going to take the hit instead of Mystic Mine. I think Metaverse is definitely on the chopping block.
I can agree with that, because I think Metaverse is... No, I think Mystic Mine's kind of important for breaking some boards. There's just not enough one card, good cards you could play. Evenly Match costs you your battle phase. So, Evenly Match essentially does the same thing, but, at a different pace.
Yeah. I think... I agree with the OCG when they put mine to 2, but I think Metaverse is going to go to 1, so that way it can't work with Trap Trick anymore.
Yeah, in some cases Metaverse might be better than Terraforming, but... Alright, so Kaina's going to come out and make it so Sitesmoss can't attack. I think he set the Hercules base, the recycle card.
Yeah, because that's gonna be able to potentially get him the other Sky Striker monster back, the limited one.
Yeah, the position he also put the Kaina back into is where now my Galatea isn't currently linked, so it can be destroyed by battle. Because it's pointing at the empty extra monster zone. And Kaina doesn't point at it.
See, that's the cool thing about like Long Girsu and Rusty is that Long Girsu can just like send stuff as long as Rusty points to it, and you can get Long Girsu to point to the other one.
Yeah, there are some ways to do that. I haven't found Long Girsu all that useful.
I never said he was useful. I said he was interesting. But
yeah. My favorite part of Long Girsu is that if you get cherries for Galatea, you could just put them back.
Yeah.
He's gonna pop the field spell before declaring battle, which I thought was an odd play. But I think it's because he has the set Hercules base. And I think he thought I would negate with the Crescendo, but I'm just going to summon the Dingirsu and use it to protect myself. I think I attach. I could have also sent Kaina to grave and then negated Ray, and then I think that might have ended the game.
Yeah.
If memory serves, he has Hornet drones in hand, and he has Hercules base face down.
That's a good card to have in hand.
Yeah. I have a set. What did I set? Phantom Knight Trap card and.
Yeah, one is the. It's the level 4 trap.
Yeah, I set it early just in case I was going to get OTK. So here's some bad math happens. I'm not sure how, but when he calculates how much damage he's doing here, Shizuku's 1,500 attack points, you know?
Yeah.
And the Galatea is minus 1,000 for 10 spells engraved, so he somehow counts it as 1,200 to himself. I think he thought that he was equipped with the Hercules base, but I negated it, so... He actually thought I had less life, so he thought he did 500 more, and didn't give me 1,000 life points before.
Mm-hmm.
So, because of the Upstart Goblin, because we were writing it down live, we didn't do it, but I tried to do it accurately for the video.
Mm-hmm.
So he thinks I'm at 15, so he end phase searches Hornet drones.
Yeah.
To next turn just go into Hayate attack per game.
Oh, yeah, for the logic.
Yeah, because I know I do a play that's illegal in a minute, but I didn't realize it at the time. But he had also made a plan based on life point count that was just inaccurate.
Yeah.
So the rest of the game was pretty good. So I didn't want to throw the game away over an accidental illegal play. You'll see what it is in a minute. I'll actually see if you can catch the illegal play.
Okay.
Because it's a surprising play. I didn't even realize it.
Was that the Sedgit effect to tribute the one guy?
Sightsmoss. Yeah,
Sightsmoss,
attributed the trap monster, banished the Ray. He's got Hornet drones in hand, and he has Effect Veiler.
Alright,
So he's got Shizuku on field with 10 spells engraved. What is the play to end the game? He's got 6,400.
He's already done his end phase search?
Oh, yeah, he end phase searched for Hornet drones.
So that was Galatea, Ding, and the
Sightsmoss.
So
the Oral Sword.
And Galatea is a link too. So that's right.
Yeah. So my goal is just to attack with that and Dingirsu to do game. So I have Skeleton engraved.
Okay.
So he Veilers the Oral Sword, so he can't attack twice.
Okay.
Then I'm deciding if I want to send or attach.
Either way, you can't game. Wait. Yeah. No, it's not game.
It's not game.
No.
So this is where the funny stuff happens. So I send it to grave. I figure I'll do more damage.
Okay. And then that's Crescendo.
Yeah, and that's the illegal play.
Because it says for the turn, right?
I summoned Oral Sword already. you can't summon anything but dark machines during the turn.
That's right.
You use the search effect. So I forgot about the Boral Search because this, like, I mean, I never intended to do this search. You know,
Yeah.
You get disrupted, it like throws off your line of thought.
Mm-hmm.
And then I wasn't even, I didn't, and also he's keeping life, so I didn't know how much life I had, so like I wasn't really like keeping track of this. So I actually discard this by accident to like get the spell card, and I figured I'll summon the Symbol Skeleton from the deck, but that doesn't make as much sense as just normal summoning the Harpar, so we just take that play back, because it's like throwing away game for no reason.
Oh, yeah, because I remember Crescendo was a little weird. It said it had like an extra clause or something for it if you used its effect.
Yeah, the search effect says you can only summon dark machines for the entire turn, not the rest of the turn.
Yeah.
So here, we just decide that that's dumb. Why am I doing that? Normal attack.
That would be game.
Yeah, so I mean, but this game probably would have went differently if we had life points accurately written down, because he actually thought he was just gonna Hornet Drones attack me for game for 15 next turn.
Oh yeah.
Yate. And you know, I kept accurate life on the screen, but that means we didn't keep it IRL. So
yeah.
Be careful, keep your life points accurate. If you haven't already, subscribe to Invoked 101 and Legacy Crusaders, and you'll see more live duels like this in the future. Thanks again, Nod.
No problem.
Alright, cool. Catch y'all next time. Hopefully we'll have a nice new ban list before the next game is recorded.